Standards-based grading is an innovation in education that focuses on learning and helps increase achievement. It is often combined with updated instructional practices and culture to better engage students and foster a positive environment. The general goal of standards-based learning is to ensure that students are acquiring the knowledge and skills that are deemed to be essential to success in school, higher education, careers, and adult life. It has always been Neat's focus to provide a clear meaning and communication of learning mastery. This aligns to our mission that Neat is a highly innovative regional public school that inspires and prepares all students with the STEM-related skills, knowledge, and attitudes needed to meet future challenges in the global workforce and their communities. Please take a moment to read through these grading systems. On the left is the most familiar. It is probably how you did school. It rolls together effort, outside activities like homework, and might be unclear on specific core content knowledge reflected in the overall grade. The system on the right, standards-based grading, offers a clearer picture of content knowledge and shifts the focus from teacher-centered grading to students playing an active role in their learning. This traditional progress report only shows individual assignments and grades, calculated at teacher discretion. It might include late work, not following directions, tardies, etc. But what does the 82 really mean? How much math does this child know? Neat will report on 3 areas: mindsets, skill sets, and tool sets. Mindsets take longer to build, a model that Neat has focused on. A growth mindset, where students grow, learn, and improve, include community impact and impacting the world and their community in a positive way. Meaningful work, finding work that is meaningful and fulfilling. Adaptive, being able to adapt to changing circumstances. Resilient, being resilient in the face of challenges and overcoming obstacles. Being an innovator, creating new solutions. Inclusive, creating inclusive communities. And empathetic for others. Skill set will be the only grade reported on the report card. It will follow the content skills outlined by the North Carolina Standard Courses Study and other educational bodies like the International Standards for Technology in Education, ISTE, or First Lego League, FLL. Tool sets are the employability skills that will ensure student success post-school, like time management, effective communication, specific skills for the disciplined use of tools in a trade, such as a microscope, drills, CAD, 3D printing, etc. The key components: North Carolina Standard Courses Study, grade levels, mindset, skill sets, and tool sets, a growth mindset, and anecdotal comments from coaches, would not be complete without understanding that our exceptional children's individual needs will still be met under standards-based grading. Grades that are accurate, meaningful, consistent, and supportive of learning are especially important for students with disabilities. Standards-based grading is an effective practice that aligns grading and reporting with both the standards-based curriculum and a student's individual education plan, otherwise known as the IEP. Students with disabilities will have the opportunity to demonstrate mastery of standards with the accommodations and modifications outlined in their IEP or 504 plan.
Neat researched several scoring scales both within North Carolina and in the United States to come up with the best scoring scale for our standards-based grading initiative. A 3 will be the target for all students, which indicates they are meeting grade level standards. A 4 will illustrate that they are working above grade level standards, and you can find the descriptions for a 4 in the rubrics in your student's Canvas. A 2 will signify that they are progressing, and a 0 will mean not demonstrated. Either they have very little mastery of the standard or no evidence has been submitted. For middle grades, your 9 weeks average will be calculated by Canvas and converted to a letter grade system, which means you're not going to get a numeric grade out of 100. We'll no longer be having numeric grades for middle grades, and you will get an A, B, C, or an F. An A will be a 4.0 to a 3.4, a B will be a 3.3 to a 2.6, a C a 2.5 to a 1.8, and an F will be a 1.7. It is really important that the average of all the standards for the 9 weeks equal a 1.8 or better to demonstrate mastery. Each 9 weeks will not be a start over like in the past. So first 9 weeks will be everything given for student mastery. Second 9 weeks will be the first 9 weeks and the second 9 weeks combined. The third 9 weeks will be likewise, first, second, and third 9 weeks. And then the fourth 9 weeks, and your final average will be all the student mastery levels that have been given from the beginning to the end. So what is a decaying average? How are you going to come up with this magic number? On this slide, you'll see 5 attempts. Most coaches will be given more than 5 attempts at each mastery level. But for an example, we're just using 5 here. So attempts 1 through 4 counts 35% of that magic number, meaning attempt 1, 2, 3, or 4 will be 35% of their average. Attempt number 5, which is their last attempt, will count the most at 65% because coaches feel like if a student is progressing toward mastery, then they will exhibit the most information learned on their last attempt. So for here, this student's current mastery level is a 3.48. So how do we decide on a decaying average? A decaying average considers observations and assessment over time. Growth mindset's really important here at Neaaat, and coaches felt like every attempt should count. So if a decaying average, even though you're starting out, might have lower scores, they count less but still count towards your final average. A recent score is more representative of the current student level of mastery, thus we put more weight on that. This method gives weight to the most recent score while gradually allowing increased forgiveness for the early scores over time. We had the opportunity to look at an overall average, which we didn't decide was a good fit because that gave equal amount to every attempt. We decided not to do the highest because students might have the second time reach their highest score, and that would give students no encouragement to move on. We also decided not to do the latest because everybody might just have a bad day and felt like the overall average needed to be from the beginning to the end, weighing the end more heavily, but also giving merit to those first attempts.
It is our goal that with students having a greater awareness of where they are going, that they will be able to share their progress with their parents and coaches in student-led conferences. Standards-based grading currently is being implemented for middle school only. Standards-based grading for high school will begin in the 2023-2024 school year. For middle grade students, this means that students must have a standards average of 1.8 or higher to receive credit for the course. Neaaat coaches and administration have worked hard for the rollout of standards-based grading. The following is a timeline of events that are occurring this school year. If you seek further information about standards-based grading, please contact Coach Karen Williams, Director of Digital Teaching and Learning.